Hi, be a general live collective reading for today, Friday. If you are watching this later, please do skip onto the 5-minute mark. It will be when the reading begins. And for all our others that are going to be joining us, welcome. Welcome. We do have a competition that is going to be running at 1,000 subscribers. If you do want to be in for a chance of winning that, just subscribe, comment on any video that isn't alive. And right, hang on one sec. Bear with me. I don't know what's going on, why this internet is disconnecting and connecting again. So far we don't have any noise outside, so that's good. But if the internet keeps going on and off, I don't know what's going on. So yeah, hopefully that will sustain and won't keep breaking up. So hope everyone's doing well. Obviously we'll wait for a few more people to come into the room. We'll start at about 5 minutes as per usual. So state of affairs, so that's awesome, but the internet is doing some weird things. Not too sure what's going on there. Yeah, so just shout me if it happens again. Let me just see what else I can do on this. Let's see what I can recommend. Let me just try and okay, let's see if that helps at all. Okay, so competition, if you want to be in for a chance of winning 30-minute reading and the 10 NEFERATI deck, please make sure that you are liking, subscribing, and placing a comment on a video that isn't alive, and you could be in for a chance of winning. I'm laughing because the numbers keep fluctuating. We'll wait for a few more people to come in. If it keeps doing that, I don't know what to suggest. I don't really know what to suggest. It shouldn't be doing that, but just keep an eye on it. If it's still glitching, let me know, because if it is doing that, then we'll I don't know, maybe we'll have to not do one. I don't know what else to suggest. Let me see. So I'm just trying to clear the way a little bit. Let me know if it's sustained a little bit more. How's that doing now? Is it still going in and out? It hopefully should be a bit better. Let me know if it's still going in and out. Not ideal. Anyway, let's see. If it does keep breaking up, well, again, I don't know what to recommend. I really don't know. I'm not like, yeah. If it's still breaking up, we'll have to see how it goes. We'll wait for a few more minutes to see who else wants to join us, and then see how the internet goes. If it's still bad, then I have no idea what to recommend. As far as I know, the internet, I mean, it's been fine up until now, so you're fine now. Okay, perfect. Sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, so let's see what happens. So in a few weeks, I may take a few days off, possibly a Friday off, mainly because I may have a free house, and I'm taking full advantage of that, and I want a break. So yeah, but I will let you know. Can you see my comments? I can see all the comments. Yeah, it might be a bit sort of behind when I'm reading the comments. I can see all the comments. Yeah. Just let me know if it's still glitchy, because we're going to start in a sec. I'm going to start now, in fact. So we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot today. Kristan's Light Seers Tarot. And again, if it starts going bad still, just let me know. All right. But at the moment, I'm just going to assume the internet is okay. Well, we'll see. If it isn't, then it isn't. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what messages want to come through. Okay, Spirit, what is it we need to be aware of, please? Messages for the general collective. Okay, lots of confusion still. Someone's sinking into emotion here and they don't really know how to deal with it. We've got the 8 of Swords here, but it's like someone's not seeing something clearly. And then they've got one element of them that is trying to trust their instincts and another element that is their mind talking them out of something. But the thing is I mean, this is very Gemini energy. If this was ever a Gemini energy, I feel like it's this, because one's very switched on and the other one's sort of trapped in their own mind, or feels like they're trapped in their own mind. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. It looks like she's leaning over a mirror here. Someone is not seeing a situation clearly. I'm hearing get more advice. If you've gone to people and they've given you advice, you need. If I was you, I mean, first of all, personally, I wouldn't. This is just me, but I don't go. I don't go to people for advice. I've learned a long time ago. Sinead, hi. Thank you so much for joining us. This is a general collective reading. Live, and I'm very well, thank you. I hope you're doing well. I learned a long time ago not to go to people for advice, because usually 9 times out of 10, it usually, I mean, bless them, I'm sure they're trying to help, but if you feel like you need advice, maybe go with it, but I would be listening to my own instincts, because there's a confusion here. Someone's confusing someone here. It's like whoever's around this person, this individual, I'm just hearing, feeding them the wrong information. Now, is this a deliberate action? No, this is not something deliberate. They're not deliberately trying to set upon confusion and disarray, but this is what's been created. But you've got to remember, whenever there's a disarray here, there's a seed of doubt that's already in there, because you can't just create something from nothing unless, it's very difficult to do that. So this is very karmic. This is a very karmic lesson, whereby someone is very much reliant upon external input, and they're very much reliant on external input, and then when they go to them, it's like their fears are being relayed, and it's not to deliberately dissuade someone, but it's to make sure that you're connecting with you to find that truth. Because this is the thing, someone's in a pattern here where they do this regularly, and if they're used to projecting that outward and expecting someone to give them that information, you're going to get this is a loop we're on here. I would be stepping back and connecting with myself and also really double check all that information, because something's been given here to someone, group of people, this is not just one person, that is out of alignment with your own truth. And so this is what's confusing this. It's almost like you wanted, the way they're giving it to me is that you knew the answer. You wanted someone to confirm an answer to you because you wanted validation, because you're seeking outside of yourself. So when someone said no, it's throwing you for a loop. But actually the lesson here is that you should have been trusting yourself. This is about trust. There's a lack of trust here that's being reflected to you, that you're assuming is the correct information, but they're saying get more advice, seek more information, seek more information. I keep feeling like someone is either doing a test, doing an exam, or is about to take an exam here, and they're also worrying about it. I'm getting extreme anxiety around an exam. I'm just being told, relax. You're going to do a lot better than you think you are, but just make sure you're obviously doing the work. Don't just sort of walk into it doing no work and then just saying, well, the message was that I'm going to be okay. Obviously we have to make sure we do the work. There's an exam that's being taken here, and I don't know why, but I'm getting there's a lot of confusion around the travel or arrangements around this exam, and it could be moved last minute, which means I want you to sort of almost set an alarm. I don't know if this is an early exam, but set an alarm, because I've got a feeling some location and sort of element to this is going to change. But make sure you're prepared, because if this last minute happens, they don't want you to be kind of thrown through a loop trying to rebalance and recalibrate to get to that part, because they don't want your energy to be thrown off like this. There's an element here of different people's energies deliberately being thrown off. That's another element I'm going to mention with this as well. where I'm going to be, hello, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, just be aware that I'm just seeing someone holding a mirror, but it's not a reflective mirror. It's a black mirror. There's a fear that's being relayed to you deliberately. And I'm not saying someone's going to deliberately do that to you, but it's like we're drawing people in here that are relaying our fears. That there's so much of that going on at the moment. If you cannot find your own definitive reflection, identity, answers, solutions, take a break. Do not sit and keep throwing mud, slinging mud, seeing if it sticks, seeing if it sticks. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Don't do it. Disconnect the cycle, stop the cycle, break the link. Step back, just recharge, reboot. I would be doing my own little, me personally, I'd be doing self-care day. I'd be having a nice Himalayan salt bath, and I'd be doing my meditation, and I'd be stepping up my personal cleansing. So chakra cleanses, I'd be looking at shadow work, all the normal things that I usually say, inner child work, opening up that kind of joy center, anything creative to really kind of, once you've cleared all that energy out, to really create that spark again. Because again, we're in that Gemini energy, which is this very black and white, very up and down, very masculine, feminine. We're interweaving between worlds at the moment. We're interchanging between our realities. So in order for us to really stay firm in that, we have to ensure that my guy cracks me up. My guy's going, this has got very serious all of a sudden, hasn't it? So someone might be, and I already feel like that's, yeah, I mean, it's a good point. If you're used to very much that serious energy where you're very focused, then take a break. This is me as well. I need to do the same thing, because I'm like this. If I don't, there's so much distraction. This area is like a freaking zoo at the moment, and I know what it's doing. It's trying to make sure that I'm building my core up, So just, if you've got a lot of disruption around you, if you've got a lot of thank you so much for the like, by the way, thank you. If you've got a lot of disruption around you, if you've got a lot of confusion, it's testing your own connection to self. That's essentially what this is doing. You don't forget, Gemini energy, how I'm viewing it, is neutral. So if you're in any one element or any one energy, you're going to be reflected back opposing elements, opposing energies, because that's, in my opinion, the nature of this. If you look astrologically as well, we've just had Mercury that has just transitioned past the North Node. We're about to have a Mercury in retrograde as well. We also are about to have a lunar eclipse in Cancer on the 5th, a partial lunar eclipse. We've got 2 other eclipses coming up. We've got one on the 21st of June, and we've got another one in July. This is opening up or bridging an energy here of, obviously it's a shift, but I'm trying to be a bit more specific. If you were reliant upon any one element of you, so for example, if you're fire, if you're mainly, you identify more as a fire element, fire sign, you're having a switch up with that, usually an opposing energy. So if you're more identifying with fire, there's going to be a lot more water, so it's like that kind of opposing energy. If you're more identifying with air, it's like there's this kind of opposing energy that's creeping in here. Obviously the North Node, when it's crossing Mercury, people are becoming very communicative about what they want, and sometimes it's not so much, it can be at the expense of other people, so just watch for that. Can you see bottom of the deck here, 4 of Wands? This is about a solid energy that's being built upon here. 4 of Wands, this is your home, this is the self, this is identifying weak points, identifying where we need to do the work. I'm just hearing what's next. If, again, I'll be really honest with you, this at the moment is what the energy is trying to, or the time is trying to provide you to do, because there's a lot of stuff we're clearing out. There's a lot of cycles that people aren't recognizing. I'm just hearing, do people, how do I want to phrase this? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Right, moving on. My guides are getting a little bit feisty here. Right, hang on, moving on. I'm not saying that. They're just saying there's a group or a collective of people that are not doing the work. And Spirit are just saying, if that's you, get moving, because it's going to get to a point where the rug is going to get pulled and you're going to know who you are. This is not going to be a surprise. If you're hearing this, you're going to know who you are. But do it now, please, because they're going to... You already know that this is going to at some point change and shift. But it's like you're waiting to the last possible moment. Don't. Because you're creating more work. You're just creating more work. Knight of Pentacles. There's again. Do you know what I feel like saying with this card? It's like it feels like a strong lack of direction. There's an energy here where we're seeing what is 1 millimeter in front of us, a reflection of an illusion, based on any fear we have, based on any disillusionment we have, any sort of again, it's like the same with the internet at the beginning. It's like glitches. This is what we're being essentially given. We're being given glitches, and it's not so much that the reality that we're in isn't the reality. It's more that we're being shown a different way, but we're seeing glitches of that, and some people aren't recognizing it. Some people are just ignoring it and going, oh, it's fine. It's fine. It will sort itself out. It will sort itself out. It's not, okay? Some of it, yes, but some of it, someone's getting... I'm going to be very honest with you. There's a very strong discipline energy coming through. I'm just hearing time to take action now. Time to take action now, because... Okay, so you know when we get to winter months, the day is shorter, right? And so there's more nighttime. There's something about daytime saving time, what's it called? Daytime saving period, whatever it's called, that it's like these next few months leading into the almost autumn, we have got an opportunity here to do things, because leading into that kind of more autumnal feeling where the night is longer, you're not going to have the motivation. I'm going to be realistic. You may not have the motivation, and I feel like people are putting this off. I keep feeling as well that people are also making decisions around career, and they're saying, well, in this month I'm going to do this. And I get it. Obviously we're in a certain situation here where we're limited to some degree, but I'm talking about a course. Someone wants to take a course, but they're talking themselves out of it. All this energy here is people feeling like they want to do things, and then they're talking themselves out of it. Their gut instinct is pulling them into this, and it's like the glitches in this reality is sort of showing them the signs to move forward, and then they're talking themselves out of it. This is this energy. It's like they're calling. They may have, woken up one day and gone, do you know, I'm going to really bite the bullet and take this course. And then their peers or someone has said, oh, but it's really far away. Oh, but the money's going to be... And it's like you're being talked out of it, but you're assuming that sign is being given because it's the wrong thing to do. Is it? Or is it just a reflection of your own fear being given to you to test to see if you're going to trust your own instincts? Because this is what we're dealing with right now. You're being shown a lot of non-reality, because we've got Neptune in Pisces and we've got Mars leading up to that point. It's about to conjunct Neptune as well in Pisces. Mars and Neptune both in Pisces. Mars is the planet of action. Neptune is that kind of illusionary energy, especially in Pisces. It rules Pisces. So is this... We need to double fact check. This is why I'm saying go within, because it's going to really help. It's going to really help. The bottom of the deck is the Emperor. Okay, this is Aries energy. You may have started Aries season off very, very, very confidently and very much that dynamic energy. And then as you've got into sort of Taurus season, where you've plodded along a little bit, maybe you've indulged a little bit too much. And then we've got hit Gemini season, where is that kind of total confusion and what do I do? Don't forget, we're about to go into the Chariot energy, which is Cancerian energy around the 21st of June, which is that kind of propelling forward. If you're propelling forward, are you going to be propelled forward in the right way, or is it going to be propelled forward in a loop? That's what we're preparing for. The Emperor energy is also Aries, as I've mentioned, but can you see he's got the chess piece here? Someone is actually aware of what they need to be doing, but they're not paying any attention to this. Can you see that? Now, as you can see, we've got an energy coming down here from that top above this man's head to that chess piece. So spirit are backing this. Spirit are backing this. It's actually divinely protected. He's got the ankh on his right hand, his masculinity, his masculine side, his right side, his dynamic energy is being protected. This wish, this need, this kind of dream, whatever this is, that someone is now being kind of calling into question. Do I need to do this? Do I not need to do this? Is this something that I should be doing? Is it not? Should I just go in a loop a little bit longer to see what other advice I'm going to get? I'm just hearing someone needs to hear this. There's a timing for everything. And I feel like you're at some point, either now or moving into the next couple of days or weeks, someone's going to be really feeling an instinct to move forward. And you please listen to that. If you feel like you're drawing, obviously this is about trusting instincts here and trusting your own gut instinct. We're outside of what is being told or given or offered, or lots of red herrings being thrown in. Lots of red herrings. Someone is not trusting the information here, 9 of Wands. But is it the right one for me? Very defensive. This is wounded warrior energy. You may have taken a risk or a leap of faith before, and you may have thought, well, it didn't pay off last time. Hello, Lisa. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're doing well. You may very wounded warrior energy here, where it's like, well, I took the risk once before, so what's stopping me from achieving it this time? Maybe it's going to go wrong again. Someone's got that mindset of, if I try this, it's probably just going to go wrong again. But it's like we've got this spark here that's lit still. We've got a spark that's ignited, but someone's a bit hesitant. There's a defensive energy here. Now, don't forget, if we're defending ourselves and we've got a barrier up around us and we're behind that barrier, where is our blessings going to be able to come in? If we're in that defensive energy, how can we receive if we're in that energy? So we're looking for the insight. We're looking for the information. We're looking for new clarity, but we're not open to receive it. So how does that work? Someone is trying to ask for signs and they're blocking themselves to receive the information because they're not sure. They've been given information before and possibly it didn't pan out. And what Spirit's saying is, it's not because it wasn't meant to. It was because it was supposed to be a lesson. 3 of Swords. Heartbreak, disconnection. There could be more than 2 people involved in a situation here that is causing heartbreak, causing confusion. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to deal with this. You're reflecting on the past and you're making a decision based on what you think went wrong in the past. Is that person the same kind of person? Am I going to be fooled again? Is this an illusion? What are they after? There's a very paranoid energy here. To me, this feels very, what are they after? What are they going to want me for? Is this going to pan out? How am I going to do this? How can we get that information to us if we're blocking what is coming in? Now, I get it. This is protective because our hearts, have been probably mishandled. And this, I mean, look, this right here is actually, I can feel that right there. That's no joke, that energy. That is no joke. But sometimes we have to take a leap. We have to trust. Because this is the thing. I get it. We've been hurt. There's been a lot of pain. That we've been broken over 1,000,000 times over. I get it. I trust. Unfortunately, I get it. Right. Do not allow that to block anything moving on, because the lesson here is you keep the heart open. Okay. You obviously aren't an idiot and let any old person wander around and sort of play with your heartstrings, but you test the water a bit and you open up just enough. Now, if it's around people that maybe you're not sure about, test it. If you are so much around that person, take a break from them and then come back to that person and see what are you observing? How do you observe them? Yeah. Make sure that you're viewing them clearly. Make sure you're grounded, you're meditating. Meditate on this situation. When you come back, is there something that is, because this is the thing, 9 times out of 10, you would have been given a heads up about the situation, but you probably didn't listen to your gut instinct the last time. And so you proceeded and then you got hurt. Okay. Unfortunately, I've been there. It's annoying, but it happens. It's called learning, you know. This situation's happening again, not to stab you in the back again or the heart, but to make sure you've learned from the last situation and to make sure that it doesn't happen again, so you can read people. Because this is the thing, reading people doesn't stop there. Hello, welcome. Reading people doesn't stop there. You get, unfortunately, all kinds of different people that you need to be able to read very, very well. And some of them don't have good intentions. And so some of them, it's obvious, and some of them you have to kind of bide your time a little bit and dig. Okay. And when you bide your time and you dig, you keep yourself in a certain position, so you're not throwing yourself into the situation until you really understand what is going on. Then you can move forward. But this here feels to me like someone's heart is totally blocked. They are very precautious about going forward, and they don't know if they can proceed because they're worried that they're going to get hurt all over again. So first of all, I would be spending time on my own, and I would be healing the heart center, because whatever this is, we've got to remember the heart is the gateway to manifestation. If this is blocked, or we're disconnected from our heart center, or if we haven't, you know, understood it or worked with that energy in the heart center, it's going to be very difficult to hear what we really need on an emotional level. Yeah, look, 3 of Wands. Thanks, Stacey. For anyone joining us, this is a general collective live reading. If you do want an individual personalized reading, information is in the description box below. Email is there. By all means, contact me for a reading. We can have a look into that. Okay, 3 of Wands, future. What do I need? What do I want? Thank you for the likes, by the way. Appreciate you. What do I need? What do I want? And I'm just hearing, how is this going to be for me this time? Okay. I'm going to be really honest with you. If you're asking that question, there is 2 things. Either, number 1, you've picked up on some dodgy situation and therefore your gut instinct screaming at you, or 2, you are in that residual energy of what happened to you last time and you're worrying, overly worrying about it. Now, that's a very dualistic 2 options there, but we're in Gemini season. Is this going to be solvable in Gemini season? Probably not. Probably not. I'll be honest with you. If that was me, I'd be putting it down, because does it need immediate action now? This is what I'd be looking at. Does it need immediate action now? I'd be putting it down, and I'd be doing my own thing, doing my healing, and come back to it at some point when the energy is a little bit less weird. You know what I mean? Especially if you're going round and round and round in a loop, and you're overly, because this is just like non-productive energy right here. It's like someone is trying to weigh up everything, and I feel like it's like the spirit is saying, are you meant to figure this out at the moment? Because some of you, yes, it will be a little test, and it will be something that you need to really trust your gut instinct on. For some of you, it's like this is not meant to be worked out at the moment. Thank you so much, Stacey. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Pentacles. Do the work. Focus on your own development and sort of personal healing, because it's going to help you understand what the decision is you need to make. Because this is the thing, especially if you don't meditate, that's my first port of call. 100%. That would be my first port of call. I wouldn't even be thinking about making a decision unless if I haven't meditated on it. And if you don't know how to meditate, I'd be looking into learning. Just my personal preference. But especially if you are wanting to connect to your intuition, your gut instinct, that's the best way to do it. Okay, 7 of Wands in the reverse. So can you see here, you've got this defensive energy here, but she's inside her bubble and she's not letting anything affect her. She's got her core that's very much lit up. She's in her power, but this is reversed. Something's taking away people's power here, and their choices, or what they feel is something that's been taken away from their choices. Is it taken away from you, or is it just a lack of timing? Is it, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to be different. Let's have a look. But someone's not connecting to their own identity, their own power, their own sovereignty. It's like someone's focusing on connecting with something that is going to, in their opinion, make everything better. This is not the lesson here is that start with the self. It's very unrealistic to expect something externally to complete you, because you know what I mean, you have to be whole to begin with, usually to appreciate certain things. If you're looking for something outside of yourself, there's usually something within you that is lacking or missing. Thank you so much, boss lady. Welcome. I'm just hearing you need to take the time to recharge. Someone is not taking the time to recharge. It's like they're running on empty and they're wondering why things aren't working. Seven of Swords. We've also got someone here that is giving a lot to different people. They're giving, constantly giving, constantly giving, constantly giving, stop. Stop. Give to you first. Okay, people can wait. I'm sure people, if they respected the energy, they can wait. Focus on that. Focus on giving back to you first and foremost. Then have a look again and see if that situation still needs to be given to you, because someone's given here at the expense of all other things, and it's like someone is on empty. It's like their gas tank is on empty, petrol tank is on empty, and they're wondering why things aren't changing. Can you please, I can't stress this enough. I get it. If you've got, dependents, children, you're working, maybe you're self-employed, maybe it's a business. But this you can't sustain this energy, because you're going to burn this is a burnout energy. Be careful, okay? Make sure you're putting your energy into you first, because you're going to get that back as well. If you're putting it in everywhere else, there's someone's about to kind of learn this is a very difficult way. Someone is also confused about a work situation here, and they're not seeing things clearly. It's like they're doing the same thing. I'm laughing because my guide's going, that's you. They're doing the same thing, and thanks Spirit, I will listen to that advice. They're doing the same thing and they're not viewing things realistically. There's a different way, okay? If you're this is important, why it's really good to take a break, because then you can see it. There's like anything, if you're making a decision on something, take a break and then come back to it. All right. Someone is also reviewing their living situation, their relationship situation, about where they're investing their time and energy. Okay. At the moment, they know they're not happy where they are. They're defending their energy because it's someone's got this, someone's trying to take advantage here of something. There's this energy of flying under the radar here, just to sort of see what you can get. Just be aware. Now, is this individual, I feel like they're trying their luck, if I'm being totally honest with you. I'm not going to lie, I don't feel like it's the greatest, highest vibrational energy, but I don't think they're like the world's worst human being, Just be aware that there needs to be a balance a little bit here. Yeah, there's a lack of direction going on here. Hanged Man. We're kind of suspended, and we're just sort of, there's an easier way of looking at the situation and trying to understand it, they're saying. Now, I don't know why I've heard this, but it's like, is it the Celine Dion song, The Heart Must Go On? Is that the song? Don't know why I just heard that, but it could be a personal message for someone. But it feels to me like someone is on empty here. You need to, look. The lack of hope that I'm picking up, the lack of clarity. In fact, I'll give you an example. The weirdest thing happened. I'll post it on the group. We've got a spiritual support group. I'm going to post it on the group afterwards. it was the weirdest post. And like someone added me on Instagram yesterday or today, can't remember when, I think it was yesterday. And I'm like, did my future self tell me to send this to me or something? Like, because this post was, first of all, it was written on my birthday, and it was written in the way I would say something to myself, you know, like usually if I'm like trying to talk myself around into something, it's exactly how I would talk to myself. And I'm just like, but it was literally when I was asking myself a question, and literally I looked at my phone, I saw that someone had added me on Instagram, someone wants to connect with you. I clicked into their profile and I saw one post, and that one post I posted onto the spiritual support group, and it was literally future me talking to me then. And I was just like, just when you think it can't get any weirder. But it wasn't a bad thing. It was like, it honestly, in fact, I'm going to have to read this post because it blew my mind. I'm going to have to. It actually blew my mind because I was like, this can't be right. It says, listen to this. It says, remember to remember. I'm already getting goosebumps. April 20th, that's my birthday. Remember to remember this message when it is all too hard to bear, or upon, I don't know why it says this, but or upon childbirth. To be rid of the depressional and violent state of mind we are all naturally born with is to immediately understand and acquire purpose and evolve accordingly. The purpose of the human mind is creation and evolution. How will you build or destroy this world? How will you evolve according to your ideal vision and goal purpose? With purpose, there is a lack of attention to anything other than your dreams and goals, with a determination of the individual human in structure and belief built around that individual human being or brain. The purpose will and can always be create, destroy, evolve, but beyond anything and everything, there must always be purpose. And that is for you as an individual to create and understand. What you do, what do you want to create? What do you want to be, my children? Enjoy your journey. Pass this on to your children and your children's children. I was like, what? And this is the thing. You might want to listen back to that later because there is so many hidden messages in that. I'm not joking you. I must have clicked on that, and for about an hour and 40 minutes, that was it. I was in this portal. I have no idea where I went. Now, if you heard me say this before, we had a picture we put up, and I did the same thing. I looked at this, I looked at this picture, and that was it. I went somewhere for about an hour. The same thing, but it was at the most needed point of time. This right here, drawing it back to the reading, because there's no coincidence of what I talk about in these readings. Keep going. It is at the point when you think it is not going to work that there's a breakthrough. There's a breakthrough. Now, what I would be doing is I would be asking upstairs to give me information, give me a sign. Can you tell me what is blocking me, please? What is it I need to be aware of? Please show me. Please show me something that I can understand so I can move forward. Because I'll be honest with you, I was sat there going, how am I going to do? Spirit, can you give me a sign? I was like, what am I going to do about this? So when I move out, I'm going to do this, and then maybe I should do that. And it was literally like I was trying to work through things in my mind about what should I do when I leave, and what this gave. Again, it gave me this energy that I could work in and kind of understand what exactly I needed to do. But it was such a welcome break from the reality. So don't forget, we've got two sides of the coin here. We've got one side of the reality that's kind of breaking through and creating pure illusion that confuses. And then we've got another side of the coin, which is breaking through this reality and creating pure insight, pure truth, pure clarity. Okay. Now, depending on where your energy is going to provide you with what either one of those things. If you're sat working yourself up going, never going to get an answer, I'm never going to, this is not going to happen, I don't know, this isn't going to happen, I should just wait, this can't happen, I'm not too sure about this, you're going to be reflected that back to you, because it's going to essentially give you what you're asking for. This is a manifestation period here. If you are in a situation where you're saying, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to honor myself, and guys, I need a little bit more clarity here, but can you give me a sign? Or this is the situation. Please, could you give me some insight into how to work through this? What are the obstacles I need to be aware of? Hello, Stanky Gigi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. that is going to be your best bet, because like I said, we're in this very, I don't know if you've been looking at the Schumann resonance the last couple of days, but the Schumann resonance, we've had insane amounts of codes coming in. And then essentially it's like there was a blackout, light codes, blackout, like, so it's, yeah. There's a heck of a lot of downloads, streams of consciousness that are being tapped into and able to be tapped into. So depending on where you're at is going to be able for you to tap into certain things. Don't let that confusion steal your happiness. Don't let that confusion steal your happiness. Don't let that confusion steal your clarity. Don't let that confusion steal your future, your present. Don't let that confusion steal what it is you need to be doing in the present moment or what has been. Because this is the thing, you've got a few more weeks of this energy, and it's meant, if this is really challenging, it's because there's something we're here to master within it. Okay, bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. Now, can you see this man? He is essentially manifesting, in my opinion here. We've got this guy manifesting, and we've got a pig flying in the background. Anything is possible right now. I've just given that as if that's the only thing that... Believe. You must believe. People are, because of what's... And this is the thing, you've got to remember, look at the news at the moment. In fact, don't look at the news at the moment, because it is gut-wrenching. For the first time in a long time, because usually I can bypass the news. If I'm on social media, I can just look past it. It doesn't really, and because obviously I mean, I'm so used to people affecting my energy. I'm very good at kind of trying to preserve that, so I'm not suckered into it. But even me, I was like, wow, the news at the moment is insane, and you would have to be numb not to invest your heart into that. But what I'm saying is, it's not about ignoring it, because obviously that's when you're giving it power. We don't want to ignore that kind of energy, but it's about acknowledging when to disconnect, because you're in a weird, that's taking a lot of this energy here. If you're really heavily, I mean, don't get me wrong, the way I'm reading a lot of the news is to draw attention to a message, okay? But it's about being conscious about it and then going, right, how can I change this kind of reality? And then drawing the energy back to you, because you can only control yourself, right? Unless you're an activist and you've got a project at hand that you're doing, or maybe that's part of your future, then great. But if it's not, focus back on the task at hand, where you can control your own reality and what you want to do and how you can cultivate your own sense of self and your identity. That is, or should be, the focus, especially if your own healing needs to be focused on. Because this is the thing, the way I'm reading that kind of energy is it's a distraction. Don't let this manifestation period that is potentially very powerful draw you into something that is not the best energy. Is it good to understand what is going on? Yes, but don't spend too much time. I wouldn't, put it this way, if I manage to take this couple of days off, I won't be on social media. And I will let the group know as well. I'll just say, look, I'm not going to be on social media this day, just to FYI you, because I'm going to do my whole like hermit mode. Because usually I get the best information that way as well, you know, because I want to connect with myself. I have to regroup, you know. It's a very needed, especially if you're doing this kind of work or anything, any part of your journey, very useful to do that. Because this is the thing, my guides are they are, okay, I use tarot for these videos. In readings, I very rarely use tarot because it takes 15 times as long. I want you guys to get as much information as possible. If I'm sat there doing all this, you know, I want to be effective with the time. And if I can get the information quicker, then I'll get it and I'll give it to you. But the guides are my key to this. So if I'm connecting with them, and it's the same with you guys, there's a message for everyone in this. It's like, find your truth, find your infinite kind of essence. And if you can't find it at the moment, look for it. Keep looking until it's found, because this whole thing is just confusion, deliberate as well. A lot of it's very deliberate. King of Cups. This is someone very connected to their heart center here. Not sure if you can see, but the center of his being is lit up here. He's resonating at a certain energy. He's also in that emotional energy of receiving. He's been receptive to his environment. He's not letting it control him because he's in control here. He's balanced. He's meditating. As you can see, his left hand, which is the feminine side, is actually reaching out to the bowl. So he's receptive to that kind of energy. Now, I'll be honest with you, this looks like a singing bowl to me. And he's got a fish around his neck. That is about abundance. So trust. This is about trust. Again, if you do not trust the universe, 9 times out of 10, there's a lack of trust within the self, in my opinion. If we can cultivate that trust in ourselves and trust our intuition, trust what we can control, we can do, then it is going to enable the trust externally as well and what we're receiving. Wow. 10 of Cups, and what we're receiving is ultimate abundance with the rainbow. This is the happily ever after. This is emotional fulfillment. This is as good as it gets. You're in alignment. You're connected to all things as well as yourself. You have mastered a certain level. This is the sort of top of cream of the crop, the top of the emotional chain here. 10 of Cups, completion, emotional completion. That's it, as good as it gets. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. So the healing was carried out. This is also Sagittarius energy. I'm hearing something was completed. Something was recognized and completed. You allowed your emotional side not to rule you, but to understand it. So rather than getting swept away and sort of thinking, oh my goodness, this is, and don't get me wrong, this is in this energy, this is not easy, but it's trying to reflect back to you what it is your focus should be, as opposed, because you're getting, I mean, there's so many red herrings at the moment in just everywhere. You turn on the internet and it is literally, the news is just like, and some of it is very, very unfortunately true, and some of it is just like, bruh, you know, like, did you just dream this? And you know, it's so obvious distraction. Just like I said, disconnect, focus on the self, connect with the self, trust yourself, cultivate that energy, and then your reality will change depending on your energy. So Knight of Pentacles with the 5 of Cups. Someone's making an investment here that they're trying to reevaluate. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is something that there's a oh look, we've got the wolf here as well. Lots of common symbols that we're seeing in these cards. This is someone who is fairly confident about their decision. They're fairly confident about the decision they're making, their investment of time, their investment of the physical, you know, joys, the pleasures, the physical use of their time. We've also got here, I'm hearing nostalgia as well. We've got the 5 of Cups here. So this is about shifting the disappointment of certain elements and bringing it back to conscious awareness of what it is they want to, or you want to manifest. I'm just hearing someone's more in charge of their reality now, so they're able to control, that's the wrong word, they're more in charge of their reality, so they're able to be receptive to what's coming towards them, and so they can read that very effectively. They can also open up to those blessings as well. Wow. Ace of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. Someone is getting clarity here about where their future lies. Someone has seen, it's almost, I'll be honest with you, like what I was mentioning about this little portal of energy that I kind of got sucked into. Someone has seen a future with something. Now, it could be you, or it could be someone that is around you, maybe a love interest, that has, it's like they've decided that's the future. That's my future there. This is where I'm putting my energy. This is my future. They've seen, there's a clarity here that someone's seen an investment, and we've got the 10 of Pentacles. So this is not just an emotional abundant situation. This is a physically abundant. So monetary increases, emotional increases. This is a very high level of manifestation someone is working with here. This is very ascended master energy. Someone is very, very much in control of their energy and their, because do you know the way that they're describing this to me? It's very magician-like. And this is not manipulation, as in we're going to just, you know, mess everyone over and then do X, Y, and Z. Oh, someone's watering a plant. Okay. I wondered what that noise was then, but it's water. I was like, the heck is it? It sounds like a snake. Yeah, someone's watering something. So someone's nurturing something. Someone has become very aware, because this is where the card landed here, King of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Someone's become very aware of where their contentment is. And can you see, it's almost like he's gained that wisdom by meditation. She's gained that wisdom by meditation. This is also water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. It could be that in Cancer season, someone has this conscious awareness of their future, of their emotional and long-term contentment, their legacy. But this is what is coming in. This is the energy that they're showing. I'm hearing a future promise. Don't forget rainbow, a future promise. You are in my future, and that is something that I know is waiting for me, is coming to me. That's how I'm hearing it. Yeah, look. So we've got the Chariot here. This is also Cancerian energy. All right, we've got the light and the dark. So can you see this is very Gemini energy here, the light and the dark. At the moment, they may not be working in unison in order to utilize this momentum of this chariot that's moving through. But again, don't forget 21st of June with that North Node, with Polaris and the Sun and the Moon, you know, the solar eclipse. Dark and the light, masculine, feminine. Something is leading in. It's like the energy of this confusion. Don't forget that kind of metronome energy that I keep referring to. At one point in time, something has to give. You can't just keep doing this forever. No, nothing is permanent in this reality. This is why when people are struggling, I'm just saying, like, keep going, because you cannot sustain that struggle forever. It doesn't work like that. I mean, trust me, I've been in situations where I'm like, when's it going to end? And they're like, keep going. And then suddenly it ends. And I'm like, awesome. So this is going to bring healing. There's a healing that's coming in here. There's a healing to this. It's bringing action, needed action. This is a long time. This is very Akashic energy reading here. It's bringing a long-term situation to it's bringing it to the forefront. It's like if something was ignored before or wasn't acted upon, it's being acted upon. Okay. Wow. Wow. Yeah, look, Knight of Swords. This is very fast moving action as well. Someone is really utilizing that kind of momentum that's being built here into their future. They're ready to move into their future. That they've seen, again, they've seen the potential. They understand what is at stake, what will happen. They can't, again, there's a time. This is timing. This is all time. We've got the Knight of Wands in the reverse. There's a timing situation here to this. There's a timing situation here to this that I'm just hearing to be continued. It's not no, it's just not now. That's how I want to say it. It's not yet. That's how I want to say it. But this is in the works. It's being processed as we speak. Right, let's pull some oracle cards. I want to go to starseed. Let's pull some oracle cards here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, Spirit, what can you tell us, please? Why do I want to say? Does someone keep having a dream where they're like floating down from this like gold column? Why do I keep seeing someone floating down in a gold column? This is interesting. I'll be really honest with you. This actually feels like an incarnation, a soul incarnating onto the planet. But it's not done in a traditional. I mean, this is a starseed incarnating onto the planet. It's like I'm viewing it. I'm watching it. I'm watching a starseed incarnate onto a planet. I'm going to be honest. This is, guys, just, I don't know. There is a lot of kids waiting to be born. There is going to be an influx right here. There is an influx of babies coming. I'm telling you. And it would make sense because obviously we've been in lockdown, but oh my goodness, it's like one after the other. I'm just seeing, but I feel like I'm, wherever I'm tapped into, I'm seeing it in real time. And I can actually see their faces as well. So someone is, someone's got a guide that's trying to talk them through this process, but I don't know how receptive they are to this guide because this guide is not talking in English. It is definitely not a human guide. Yeah, Earth School. Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, high learning. This is, first of all, very Sagittarius energy. It's, and obviously we've got the South Node is in Sagittarius. I would be looking at any planets that are hitting your South, where the South Node is transiting. Hang on. Yeah, the South Node is currently in Sagittarius. So I'll be really honest with you. If you've got a Sagittarius ascendant, you are going to be seeing all kinds of information. If you, because obviously, how do I want to say this? There's a conscious level in the collective that is about to be broken through that I don't think has been seen before. It's like, I feel like you're, oh, by the way, did I tell you? Remember when I kept talking about land masses becoming apparent and growing, and there being like land being discovered, things being discovered? Did you know that there was the largest volcano in the world has been discovered off the coast of Hawaii that just grew out of a land mass? I've got to tell you that. Yeah, same as my ascendant is also Sagittarius. There's going to be it's just breakthrough. It's like, going back to what I was saying before, it's like there's going to be, even children, it's like you're going to be seeing like phenomena that you're just thinking, is this real? Yes, because people are starting to break through. It's like Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator breaking through that ceiling. This is it. This is essentially it. Someone is reaching out through the top of their conscious awareness. Yeah, but my ascendant is in Sagittarius. Don't forget, the galactic center is also in Sagittarius. So if you have planets around Sagittarius, now, for example, my Neptune is conjunct galactic center. Galactic center obviously births everything. I would also be looking at where the galactic sun is as well. All right. Alcyon, galactic center. If you look into astro.com, you'll be able to find that in the extended settings. Because this is the thing, there is something going on here with the galactic center. This is why there's an upgrade in consciousness. Because do you know how you eat a gobstopper and there's layers and layers and layers? Sounds awful, but you suck on it and then one layer goes. why this example? Then you keep sucking on it, and then there's another layer that goes. It's like an onion being peeled. We are removing layers, but because we are removing layers, it's like this vortex of energy. What's that? It's like a black hole. It's like this. As we remove layers, the galactic center births other layers. So we're removing it, and then it's birthing it, removing it, and birthing it. That's Stacey. I know. I always seem to find the most rudest or potentially rude examples. It's like, this is what currently we're seeing at the moment, is new layers, new levels. So the confusion is there to ensure that there is a release. Okay, now that sounds ridiculous, but think about it. Just before breakthrough is confusion, because you're not sure, are you? You're between two different decisions. You're trying to choose, you're trying to discern what is the right path. You're trying to break it, because there's a break in a path, isn't it, essentially, when you're indecisive. There are basically many new things that are being birthed. Now, I'm sorry. Stacey, thank you. This isn't triggering me. It's distracting me, but it's making me laugh because apples, I know you probably want attention. How about you message me for a reading and I can give you as much attention there as you want. All right. But it is going to be a paid one. All right, girl or boy, because something tells me you're not female. Okay. So let's. Right, let's pull another card here. Guys, the deck has been, for some reason, this is why I'm not ignoring you, it's because I'm trying to put the cards right, because there's no point shuffling cards if they're all over the place. Right, let's pull another card here. Thank you for the likes, guys, much appreciated. Okay, let's see what else. What else, please? Wow. Wow. Star ancestors. Hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Okay. So the pyramids were in alignment of the belt of Orion. Okay. These pyramids were built onto the belt of Orion in order to monitor where the earth was in the universe. This is what these pyramids are for. Don't care what anyone says, that's my opinion. If you don't like the opinion, that's entirely your choice. We're in a free world at the moment. Kind of, not at the moment really, but anyway, unfortunately there's a lot of other things going on. The belt of Orion, this is to monitor where we are in the universe. We have shifted out of that. We are no longer in the same place. This is why everything is skew-if, because we are transitioning. It's not just about ascension. We're just physically. This is the thing. In physics, you were taught the planets do this. They don't. Okay. I can't prove that yet, but at some point in the very near future, there is going to be someone that proves that. The planets do this and they move through the universe. Now, I got nearly kicked out of school on several million occasions for arguing these points, and because obviously teachers don't acknowledge that intuition is not a valid reason for this kind of outburst in a classroom. So, as I say, they are going to release this information, but this is the belt of Orion that is usually in conjunction with the pyramid. So each tip of the pyramid top is in alignment with one of the stars in the belt of Orion. That is so that obviously when the pyramids were built, people could monitor the shifts in the eras, the shifts in the ages in line with that. because they knew that when those kind of tops of the pyramids weren't in alignment with Orion's belt, it means that we're in a different part of the universe. That's this. Obviously, there's more to the pyramids, but that's one element. Okay. Now, at the moment, we are in alignment or out of alignment with that into a different part of the universe. Now, because of that, we are getting, and this is why this energy of these star seeds I was seeing, we are birthing a different level of star seed here because we're in a different part of the universe. The galactic center is able to kind of produce certain energies that weren't able to be produced before because we weren't in that energy. If our environment isn't in a certain type of vibration, how can we birth anything new? We're shifting out of that, and so then we're able to birth new energy effectively, which is why the universal galactic center is shifting and evolving as we release layers. The star seeds that are coming in are that rainbow energy, which were prophesied by the Hopi warriors that were talking about the rainbow warriors and the new breed of people. These are the star seeds that are coming through that, I'll be honest with you, are, thank goodness. Like, that's the first thing I want to say is thank goodness, because we need that energy. Now, I don't know about you, hands up if you sometimes look around you and think, can you get me off this planet, please? Because I feel like I'm outnumbered right now. I feel like, and sometimes it's good because you can do your own thing and you just live in that. But sometimes you're just, especially in this Gemini energy, you're like, because I don't know about you, but I've been saying upstairs, guys, when what is going on here? Like, when is this? Because there has to be a breakthrough, which is why we're seeing so much confusion, because we're reflective of where we are, where our energy is as an environmental thing, as also an internal thing as well. This is why it's not just an ascension or an evolution or an awakening that people are going through. Our planet is shifting into a different area as well. We've also got the cosmic heart. This is essentially the galactic sun. So it says devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. So yeah, it's like, because of that energy, the veil and the worlds between these kind of dimensional energies are very different at the moment, because it's more tangible, it's more viewable. You're able to see into it a bit more, which is why so many people are in confusion, because it's like this matrix reality. The grid is being released, you know. Okay, so let's go to one last card here with Nature's Whispers. Let's see. Spirit, what can you tell me, please? What can you tell me? Wow, these cards do not want to play ball today. Right, what else? Last card, and then we'll wrap the reading up. Thank you for your likes. I don't know why I'm hearing this, but I'm hearing the Jackson 5 song, I'll Be There. Have a look into the lyrics. It might be relevant for someone. Culmination of vision. Keep your vision strong, as in hold your ground with, if you're trying to manifest something, hold that. Again, it's about the clarity of vision, and manifestation is very much that kind of in alignment with, you're manifesting via your heart center, but you're keeping that space, you're holding that space. You can manifest something via, it's like a long-term plan or a dream that is slowly coming to you, but it's like, it's not going to be an overnight. Now, if this is a big dream that you're trying to manifest, you can do it, but you're going to be tested in terms of how much you're keeping your faith. And look, to back that up, it says, keep your dreams alive. Keep your dreams alive here. Wow. This is like, it feels like very, again, look at that child. It's like almost like a crystalline child here with the moon as a third eye. This is that kind of energy I was talking about earlier, where there's this kind of starseed energies coming through. And then it says, let love be your beacon. Let love be your beacon. Again, it's that manifestation energy and keeping that heart center alive, isn't it? To sort of really pull that energy in. And also it maintains your vibration, so you can pull that kind of matching energy to you. Okay, guys, this was your reading. Thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and subscriptions. It means a lot to me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We are going to be obviously continuing the astrological series with Gemini, Cancer, etc., all the way through for the first part of the month, and then we're going to be obviously doing the second part of the month after that. Please make sure that if you want to be in for a chance of winning the competition, that you are not on a live but on a normal video, liking, sharing, and making a comment. Then obviously I will be picking a winner at random, and it could be you that has gets a chance to have that free 30-minute reading, and the Tarot NEFERATI deck, which is this deck here, which I'll be sending to you if you are the winner. Okay, guys, so have a wonderful weekend. Take good care of yourselves, and until next time, thank you.